Hey everyone, it is UCLA Pack here. I wanted to talk about what is out in beta right now. It's called the Ninja Tower. Now, they have discussed this on the forums, but I feel like we need to discuss it here just because the people that are testing this in beta have a pretty huge advantage of seeing how this thing works before it's actually released. And granted, it's in beta, so it doesn't mean that it's going to be released how it is in beta, but I feel like you need to be prepared for what is going to be released because it's going to affect items, and if the rewards are good, you're going to want to be prepared to actually try to place in the thing. So what I'm discussing now is what we're testing currently. So it's called the Ninja Tower. There's 100 different floors, and the object that you want to do is you want to complete as many floors as you can in the amount of time of the event. Now, you're only allowed certain Ninja Tower flags. Right now they're blue, but if you go in there and treat it like a normal monthly challenge event, which it seems like it's a lot like, you go in there and you do the normal flee for a better board. Well, that's going to take away from your Ninja Tower flags, and you don't get those back. So if the object is to climb as many floors as you can, you may you're gonna run out of flags eventually if that happens. So I think that's a good solution and pretty smart actually to stop the fleeing of constant boards. Now, that I think is a good idea. Once you complete a floor, then you can't replay it. So you can go in and flee, but then if you don't go in and flee and use your world flags for it, you're stuck with whatever score that you got there. So that being said, it's very important to know how it's scored because you don't want to be stuck with a score that you don't that just because it's a learning process. So you can choose whatever heroes you want. There are some rules. After every 5 floors, you get what they're calling a blessing, which gives your heroes your pick of plus attack, plus health regen, or defense. I would go attack on all of them just because you want to get through the floor as quickly as you can. There are special tiles. They're calling them Oni gems. And these things, if you don't make the match, then it will cause a curse on one of your heroes. And if one of your heroes that gets 5 of these curses, then you can't use them anymore. So say you want to use Frida, you fail to make that match 5 times and it's picked Frida, then you can't use Frida anymore. It's interesting. I haven't gotten to the point where I've only done a couple floors, so granted, I think they will get harder as you go on, but I haven't gotten to the point where I actually need them because I'm killing before time's up. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. One of the major things that you need to know about it is Hunter's Lodge. You can use these items on it as of right now. So Scroll of Alteration is gonna be pretty huge. These Hunter's caltrops, I'm gonna have to research because I have them, but only because of POV. But yeah, they're gonna be huge because they do so much damage. Super Mana is still gonna be a big one, and then dragon attacks I would say would be huge too. But those I would think would be very key towards the end levels. So you'd want to probably start using harpoons on Titans so you can get these items, because these items are gonna help you out in this event. And you're gonna want to start piling them up, I guess. So that's crazy. How it's scored. So enemies defeated, it's gonna be the same. You just gotta kill through the time. Time is also one that it's scoring on, so that's pretty self-explanatory and a lot like the monthly events. And then match bonus is the same as the monthly events. So if you use a tornado, it's not going to count towards your match bonus. If you use the scroll of alteration, which changes your tile colors and it creates a combo, it's not going to count towards your match bonus. You actually have to physically make a match, and it has to combo pretty decent for that match bonus to go up. So how I would go about it is I would probably use a scroll of alteration, get you more tiles and more of a probability to make a huge match. Make that match, and then it counts towards your match bonus, as long as it combos, because your goal is to get the highest combos and then just kill with items. So that seems to be probably your best bet, which these are not cheap. They're awesome, but they're not cheap. So it's going to be interesting. And then health bonus is the same as monthly challenge events also. So it's going to be interesting. There's a continue penalty like the other one, so if you use gems to continue, there will be a penalty for that as well. And then lastly, I just wanted to talk about what I would do. I would probably go, you're gonna want, the people out there are awesome in beta where they make these spreadsheets of each level. They'll probably do each floor, saying what the minion colors are gonna be and everything. So you're gonna want to look at that. I would go mono if you're wanting to score big, and treat it like an event, but with all these different items to help you score higher. So, given that I cannot show you what it looks like in beta, I recorded just a run that I did on the normal map stage and how I would use items. Granted, it's not going to be the same, but it's going to give you a good idea of what strategy I would use just from seeing the different floors that I have. It's going to be pretty similar because the monsters on this and the bosses on this seem to be just normal map stages. So, yeah, hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of what could be coming in the future. Granted, like I said, things are going to change a bit, so because it's still in that testing period, but I feel like everyone should know and be prepared, especially since you're gonna want to use items for it. So hope this helps, and I'll go ahead and play the map strategy that I think would probably be the best bet. So thanks, guys. How I would do this on a season 3 map, going with a green team, I would go into it. You're wanting a really good combo at the beginning, so I would go ahead and do something like that, and then make a match that you know will combo. So that comboed quite a bit, and then you'll want to use your items here. Some of the levels aren't just what we're used to with 3 rounds, so that's something to keep in mind also. So these things actually work pretty good. And then you can also use your scroll of alteration to get you full mana too, since I used all of my stuff. And then you can also hope for a good combo to kill. That wasn't actually beneficial for me because it killed and it didn't combo to help. But yeah, that's kind of how you would go about it with the multiple stages also.